What's going on, everyone? Bruce Ripple back with you again for another episode of the Medieval Collectibles Buyer's Guide. In this episode, I'll be introducing you to Denix Replicas, which is based out of Spain. Denix manufactures a wide array of museum-grade collectibles which make great home decor. However, they have also found use as props for theater or reenactments. What Denix is probably best known for is their firearm replicas. These replicas have moving parts that give a good idea of how the original would have operated. And even better, they're made to be safe, as they are non-functional pieces that can't be converted into working firearms. This also makes them ideal for displays or decorations where they're meant to be picked up and admired, as opposed to very old, very valuable, and very dangerous weapons that would most likely be kept behind glass. Now, Denix makes a crazy amount of 18th century flintlock pistols, which all have a semi-functional flintlock mechanism. Almost all of these have a grip and body made of real wood, and the metal portions come in either brass or pewter. These come in a variety of styles based on the country that manufactured the original. And also, many of the pirate-themed pistols take some historical liberties that make for some unique designs. And now, if you have a room or area in your home that you've dedicated to pirate memorabilia, these would not only look fantastic, but would also be historically accurate. Now, moving forward 150 years or so, Denix also manufactures a lot of firearms and accessories from North America's Civil War and Wild West era. They manufacture some awesome single-action revolvers just like this one, and they also make prop bullets that can be loaded into certain models. In keeping with the Wild West motif, Denix also makes an impressive collection of period-accurate law badges. So if you are putting together a costume in the vein of Wyatt Earp or Doc Holliday for a reenactment or other production, these are just what you'd need. The lever action rifles that Denix manufactures go right along with that Wild West theme. This one, the 1892 Cowboy rifle, has a smooth action and a really good weight to it. But I also wanted to bring attention to the rifles so that I could highlight the wide array of wall hangers that Denix makes for displaying their swords and rifles. These come in all sorts of designs and are adjustable to fit weapons of varying width. I think it's very cool that Denix not only provides you great looking replicas, but they also provide the means to display said replica. Now, the last era of firearm replicas that I wanted to touch on were those that saw use in World War I and World War II. My father-in-law is a big collector of World War II memorabilia, and he was super jealous when I told him I was going to be handling all these replicas. Denix has recreated a few of the firearms that are most iconic to the era, such as the M1 carbine, the German 1917 Luger, and the M1911. All of these have removable clips and some simple moving parts on the slide or bolt. Okay, now another line of replicas that Denix offers is a wide array of swords and other hand-to-hand weapons. Most of these have been constructed out of brass or nickel and have had their design based off of a real-life weapon. And since these weapons are, of course, meant to be handled or displayed without the risk of serious injury, the edges of these weapons don't come with a sharpened edge. That's a good sound. Considering how many firearm replicas Denix makes, it would be perfect for pirates. It should then come as no shock that they offer many cutlasses from that era as well. Some are the standard issue naval cutlasses of the early 19th century, like this one I've got here. But if you want something a little more decorative, might I recommend the nickel pirate cutlass. Now, if you prefer a sword dating back farther than the 18th century, Denix also makes swords like this nickel Roman gladius, which is surprisingly heavy. The sword had these beautiful gravings here on the scabbard, which really help it stand out. Or if you want something a little more medieval, you might try this brass Richard the Lionheart sword. Either one of these would make a killer addition to your collection at home. Now finally, if you're not really into replica sword or firearm collecting, or maybe you're just looking for something more decorative than functional, Denix offers some great smaller pieces that can work on any desk or on any office wall. One of my personal favorites from Denix is this miniature medieval catapult. Now, while this isn't really effective or useful as an office warfare weapon, the fact that this little guy fires just makes me giggle. Denix makes a lot of historical and fantasy swords in the form of miniature sword letter openers. Many of these have scabbards to tuck them away safely, but if you want to display your letter opener with pride, Denix makes these cool stands specifically for their letter openers. Now, another cool item that can serve as some interesting decoration or even a prop for a costume is this leather bag filled with pirate coins. This has doubloons, shields, and pieces of 8. Also, if you were interested in medieval decor to hang on your wall, Denix makes these awesome mini plaques that give your workspace that medieval touch without inviting too much ire from your employer. Now, one thing I do like about these, if you've ever seen like an old medieval Hollywood film, like an old Errol Flynn movie, these also can be removed from the shield itself to, I guess, fight. but I just think that's an interesting old Hollywood touch to these. So there you go, guys. That is the Denix replicas in a nutshell. I hope you found this informative and fun, and I honestly didn't know a whole lot about this brand before this video, so this was really a personal delight to get to uncover something new. And if I'm ever in the market for a replica pistol, I can now say I know right where I'm getting it from. So thanks for watching, everybody, and a big gracias to Denix for making cool replicas for me to play with. If you have any brands or categories you'd like to see me review in the future, tell me in the comment section below. Also be sure to subscribe to the channel so you never miss any of our new videos. So long for now.